Hello everyone, my name is Benjamin, and today we are going to talk about Warhammer 40,000 combat patrol boxes. Starting a new army is a big deal, and picking up the perfect combat patrol box for you is almost essential. And why you should start Warhammer 40,000? Or why you should start a new army? Because it's cheaper than having a drug problem. Barely, but cheaper. I think you have many questions. Are they worth it? Well, money-wise probably yes. What's inside of them? Are they any good? Are they the monopole stuff? Or the real deal? Well, it's different between each case. I think we should go through them together, and you can see what you get for your money. Other than that, you will have my opinion on each unit and how you can use them. Because there's many of these boxes, we should divide them into 3 sections: Imperium, Xenos, and Chaos. I think we should start with the poster boys. Combat Patrol Space Marines. So about the Combat Patrol Space Marines box set. The price is $150 or €120 or £90. The value inside the kit should be around €222 if we check the kits individually. But it's not completely true in this case, because many of the kits inside this box is monopost kit, which means less options and less bits, so it should be less than that. But if we check the points value, it should be around 555 with the new updates for Arks of Omen. Let's check out the kits inside. First of all, we have a hero, which is a Primaries Lieutenant in Phobos armor in this case. He costs 90 points. He is a support character with little upgraded weaponry, so not much better than normal guys. He is mobile and cheap, but the best thing with him is that he have a reroll wound rolls of 1 aura, which gives other core units the ability to reroll wound rolls of 1. So almost everything in this box, except the Impulsor, I think. He had this cool little option, forward deployment. Can put him not just into your deployment zone, but further away on the table, which is good for taking points early. All in all, I would not recommend to use this hero later on, because you have much better options as Space Marine HQs. Although he is usable, but mostly as a support character, and you can do some little tricks with him because of the Phobos armor and the Phobos keyword, like you can redeploy him for a command point or things like that. You can super other units, or if you are lucky and the enemy forgets to defend a point, maybe you can deploy him near to it and you can take it by surprise. All in all, I would give him 5 out of 10. In some cases he is usable, but he's not more than a somewhat mobile support. Let's check out the basic troop option of this kit. Primaries Infiltrators. You can bring them in 2 5-man squad or 1 10-man squad. They cost about 200 points. Sadly, this is a monopost kit. In most cases, from the Infiltrators kit, you can build Incursors and Infiltrators. But with the monopost kit, you can only build the Infiltrator ones, so we will only check on them. They're average guys mostly, but they are not on the cheap end points wise, and it would be a problem, but they compensate you with many cool tricks, which boosts their survivability. Their guns are not so great, but they are kind of a semi-sniper rifle. When you roll a 6 to hit, it automatically wounds the target, so they have a better chance to wound tougher targets like tanks or knights. Other than that, they have 2 options that you can take. One of them is Helix Gauntlet, which I highly recommend. It's cheap, you have some kind of medic option. For command points he can heal, but the most important part is that the first damage you take every turn is turns to 0. So make a save for you when you fail your saves. The other one is a comms unit that you can put one of the guys who is not the sergeant, and when you have a Phobos captain or a Phobos lieutenant, you can use their reroll 1 aura from 24 inches instead of 6 inches, which is nice, but in most cases you do not want a Phobos lieutenant and a Phobos captain, so it's kind of redundant, but if you have any of those, you can put it on because it's free. They have a cool ability called Smoke Grenade. For 1 command point they can throw down a smoke grenade and it is harder to hit them. -1 to the hit rolls of the enemy. It's good, it's okay. They also have the Phobos keyword, which is good for some movement shenanigans. Have the forward deployment and you can put them further away on the table. But go back to their biggest advantage. It's called Omnispecs, and it's a real good trick when they have a 12-inch bubble around them where the enemy cannot put reinforcements. It is really good to defend objectives, and that's why they are one of the best objective grabbers in my opinion. When the enemy brings in their guys from reinforcements, from reserve, from the sky like jump packs and things like that, he cannot charge them in the first turn because he's farther than 12 inches. So you have one turn to prepare some kind of a defense of that objective. And also, most of the flamer weapons are 12-inch range, so they can't hit them instantly. Eliminators. 3 models for 75 points in this box. They are an excellent unit. Although it's a monopose kit and only have one of the 3 weapon options in this kit, which is not bad. It has the bolt sniper rifle option with 3 types of ammo. One of them is anti-horde, one of them is anti-elite, and one of them is anti-character. So you have options where you want to shoot with them. Other than that, they also have this forward deployment. Yeah, it's a team in this kit, the forward deployment one. So somewhat mobile. But they also have this great ability called camo cloaks. When they are in cover, they gain 2+ to their save rolls, not just 1. I would give them an 8 out of 10. Not because they are bad, but because they have only one of the weapon options. And I prefer the last fusil weapon loadout, which is sadly not in this kit. It's worth to mention, these guys are very good at shooting, they hit on 2+. Okay, let's check out the next unit. Suppressors. 3 models, 490 points. Okay, maybe I will be a little harsh to these guys, but I really hate them. Because it is a really cool idea, but a horrible execution in my opinion. They are fast, and they have okay guns, but if you move, you can't use these guns very well, because they are heavy, and you get minuses to hit. It's interesting, because they have a good range, 48. So you have an okay weapon option against everything. And you are fast, but you're paying for both things. You either want to shoot, or you either want to move. They have okay number of shots, but not really enough to kill a horde. If you are shooting hard targets, their weapons are not strong enough to wound them reliably. But when you are shooting elites, in most cases, its armor penetration is too low to cause any real damage. So it is a gun that is almost good against everything, but in most cases, it is not good enough against anything, and even worse if you move. They want to do a lot of things, but they cannot accomplish any of those. They can be somewhat okay if you are planning to play Ultramarines or Iron Hands, because of those chapter tactics give them somewhat. Like in Ultramarines, they can move without having the penalty to shoot, or in Iron Hands, you can put them down and shoot whole game, because you have bonuses to heavy weapons when you shoot. But in other chapters, I would not recommend them. Okay, so the last one, the big one, Impulsor. 1 model and it 100 points. I think this is the best unit of this box. It's a transport which can transport up to 6 person. And it has many weapon options, and some of them are really good and interesting. Okay, let's check out the first one, which is almost integrated in the hull. You can change them, but I would not recommend. It's really good in its normal state. 2 Storm Bolters, 8 normal bolter shot, and that's it. Good, efficient, okay, nice. Other than that, you can add the heavy stubber, which is 4 more bolter-like shots, but with a little armor penetration. For free, obviously, why not? And you can choose between some options. One of them is a shield, which gives a 5+ invulnerable save to the Impulsor. The other one is a rocket launcher, versatile weapon, which is somewhat good against tanks, somewhat good against infantry, so it's all in all nice. The other options are not the very best in my opinion. One of them is Skull and Orbital Bombardment once a game, which in most cases it's not good unless your opponent is really stacked in one place. The other one is an anti-aircraft gun, but I would not recommend it because it's not good. Arguably better against infantry. You have so many anti-infantry weapons in this kit, I don't think you need more. I would choose between the shield or the rocket launcher. So these guns, the shield, rocket launcher, the comms array, and the anti-aircraft gun is really easy to magnetize, so you can build every one of those and you can easily magnetize them if you want it. Why is this Impulsor is so good? It has one of the few options that are able to let your Space Marines disembark after moving. And you can shoot, but you cannot charge. It is really good if you take a heavy weapon team like Hellblasters, take them to a perfect spot, and blast the hell out of something. Pun intended. So, a good transport, a good weapon platform, and cheap. Transport is always good, because if they shoot your transport, they are not shooting something that is valuable in your army. In my opinion, I would give an overall score of 6 to this box. This box is okay. You get a lot of models, but they are lack of customization. So if you like to customize your own miniatures, give them some kind of a personality and things like that, maybe this box is not for you. It has 2 really good units, 1 or 2 good units, depending on you take one smaller infiltrator unit or one big, a meh HQ option, and an abysmal unit, which is the Suppressors. Personally, I would only recommend this box if you are planning to play Ultramarines or Raven Guard. Other than that, I think you should skip this one, or buy it as a second box.